Welcome to RMM Help. In this video we provide an overview of the stock take routine in RMM. We carry out a stock take to check that the physical stock present in a stock location equals the system stock recorded in RMM. As far as the frequency with which you would carry out a stock take is concerned, we suggest that you have a chat with your finance colleagues. Normally a stock take would be done at least annually, but there may be a compliance requirement to be able to do a stock check more frequently, maybe even just a spot check on a small portion of your stock. To operate a stock take, we have a separate routine to the normal batch transactions, and that's here in Actions, and we take stock take. This displays a list of our stock take batches. These are current batches. We don't keep historical stock take batches, so once we've created a batch and we've actually done the process and we've updated our stock records, the batch disappears. So it's important from an audit point of view and a compliance point of view that you save any stock records, any reports, with intuitive names, or actually keep the hard copy as evidence of the stock takes. So this batch listing shows our batches with the most recent batch at the head. There's a filter column at the top here, but it's unlikely that you'll need to run that because we don't envisage that you'll have masses of unprocessed stock takes. When we create a new stock take batch, it produces a form with a header similar to other batch transactions, but in this case we actually choose a stores that we want to be able to carry out a stock take on. So let's say for instance that we wanted to do a stock take on some electronic items in our main stores, and we know that they're located in bin location A1. So the first thing we do is select our main stores, and then for the main stores it gives us a list of all of the stock bin locations, and we are only concerned here with A1. And because we put in a range from and to, all these items are all in exactly the same bin location, so we'll choose from and to A1, which is our bin location for all those items. And then we click on Create Batch, and at the top of our list now we've got a new batch, batch 89, and I can double click on that or view selected stock take, and this form now opens with a batch header showing the batch number, the main stores, our first bin reference and our last bin reference, which are the same, and it's produced a stock list of 6 items. I'll go back at this point, and the next thing that we would do is that we would print a stock take list, and then we would utilize that to go to each of those locations, and we're going to one bin location. We would then, let's run that report. So this is the stock take list. You'll print it to your local printer, and as we move around the bin location in our main stores, down in this column here we would write the exact values or the quantities of the stock that we found. Once we've done that, we can then visit the batch, and I'm going to open up that batch form now, and here we can start to enter our values. So we found 40 of the first line, and it's important that you enter all of the lines even if there's a zero balance. The next one we found 90. We noticed there that we've put 90 in and there were in fact 98, so we were 8 short at that point. We found 18 of that one, and 10 of that one, and 48 of that one, and 5 of the last one. So I'm entering those values, I'm pressing the tab key, and as I do that I get a total, a running total of the items that I've entered. Now, it's good accounting practice when you're entering a batch of any transactions to total the number of items in a batch, and you could then compare the number of items with that on this list. So we'd totaled up our list and we had 211 items. We noticed that we've got 211 on our batch form, so we're happy at that point that we can confirm that batch. But just before we do, I'll run this adjustment report, and that shows that the adjustment of the 8 missing items is shown on that report as a single value there of -8. And now we're ready to confirm this, so I'll click on confirm. It tells me that my batch total was 211, and am I sure that I want to post that batch, and I'll say yes. The batch is now posted and it disappears from the list. So if we wanted to audit that, we can go back to our list, to our stock list, and I know that this particular item here, the second one that was in the list, is the one where we had the discrepancy. So we'll go back to that. If you remember, it said that our stock value was 98, but we entered 90, so that's reduced the stock level there to 90. And if I go into our transactions, we can see that there's our stock take with a transaction type of STKE, and it shows me that there was a quantity of -8, and that's how we can audit that particular stock item, by looking in the transactions tab. If we then go back to our stock list, we could also do a transaction inquiry, and if I filtered this by our transaction types, and this time I'll just take stock take, and as you can see, that discrepancy, because it's only showing the discrepancy, the remainder of the items, there were no changes to the stock levels, and this is only showing where there would be an adjustment made because of the stock take. If I go back to our stock list, the final thing that we might want to do for the product that we had the discrepancy on, we might want to run an audit report. So I've highlighted that in the list. I click on reports. I'll double click on the transaction report, the audit report, and as can be seen, there was an adjustment from our original stock level of 98 by 8, giving us a new stock level of 90. And having said to you that it's important for you to save any stock take reports, we suggest that you do that, and this concludes the overview of the stock take routine in RMM.